This is going to be part 5 of what if Dragon Ball continued after Super. Go watch the other parts if you want to understand this. But if you don't want to, that's on you. So we're going to get right into the video. So to sum it up, the training that Vegeta Jr. beat Bola and Note got from the Supreme Kais led to this. Both beat and Vegeta Jr. achieved Super Saiyan. This is going to be off screen, but just know that they had to go through some mental image training to achieve this, and Note and Bola would achieve Ultimate Form. Now, the Ultimate Form unleashed Bola's Saiyan potential, and on the other hand, for Note, it unleashed the power that she displays some point, the golden key, the golden energy that she displays. So that's the power that the Ultimate Form unleashed in her. So if I really had to put them in ranks, Beat would be the weakest. Then after that would be Vegeta, then Bola, then Note being the strongest at this point in time. That's because since their Note and Bola's potential were unleashed, so it makes sense that they are the strongest. They could get stronger quicker from that if you didn't know. So they would be teleported to Namek by Beat. Also, Beat learned the Kai Kai, which is this teleporting skills that the Kais use. So they'll teleport to Namek. They were split into two groups, being Note and Beat and Vegeta Jr. and Bola. They plan to take on the Frieza minions one by one. And like in groups, they can't really take them all at once along with Snow. By Frieza minions, I mean Snow, the guy that shows up on the screen. Now, Okai would tell them the locations of the strongest henchmen that Snow has, and the group would notice that they can't sense the keys of the figures that Okai is describing them and telling them the location of. Okai would tell them that this is because the strongest henchmen are cyborgs created from Frieza's old army. So think of a cybernetic Jason Bird or a cybernetic Ginyu Force. Like Android Ginyu Force. Something like that. So meanwhile, Snow was sent 4 powerful keys landing on planet Namek. And at this point he has about 5 out of the 7 Dragon Balls right now. He has 5 out of the 7. He only needs 2 more to summon the dragon. But what he doesn't know is that he needs a Namekian to do the wish's form. So since he senses these keys, he sends Zarbon and Dodoria after the 2 groups, along with other henchmen, just in case, other weaker henchmen. Vegeta and Bola would eventually run into Zarbon and a few of his weaker henchmen. They all have scholars, by the way. While this is happening, Beat and Note will run into Dodoria while he was with other henchmen as well. Now I'm going to explain the fight between Vegeta, Zarbon, and Bola. So the henchmen will stay back, so I'm going to explain right now. So Vegeta one year goes Super Saiyan off the rip. He would be trading punches with Zarbon, but Zarbon seems to get the best of him each time. Vegeta can't really do massive damage, so Zarbon would eventually end up punching him in the stomach, knocking out his wind, hitting him with a 2-piece combo in the face, and then a final punch just smashing him to the ground. They're fighting in the air, by the way. Vegeta just landed on the ground. So a huge crater is made in the ground, but they really can't see it because smoke is covering it. Vegeta Jr. gets angry. He turns Super Saiyan and he flies out of the crater with a violent roar. Kind of sounds like a Great Ape roar. So he's trading punches with Zarbon, and he seems to be getting the best of him for that moment. But Zarbon cranks up his power, and he ends up getting the best of Vegeta. So they're basically trading punches, and Zarbon is essentially landing more punches than Vegeta Jr. So he eventually knocks Vegeta Jr. back, and Bola catches him. Bola says that they have to fight him together. There's no way that Vegeta Jr. could take him on alone. Vegeta Jr. gets angry and he pushes Bola off of him and goes at and keeps punching on Zarbon to no avail. Bola would then power up to her ultimate form, unleashing her Saiyan potential. And they would both take on him. So they're getting the best of him at this point. They're getting the best of him. They're getting the best of him. And since this happening, Zarbon decides to transform into his ugly form. And when this happens, the fight seems completely even at this point. No side is winning. But through the teamwork of Bola and Vegeta Jr., they're getting the best of him. Well, they're keeping up with him at this point. Now, eventually, Vegeta Jr. and Bola will back away from him, like a standoff. Vegeta Jr. says for Bola to charge up an attack and get ready. He's going to hold him for. They have to finish this fight right now. They can't afford to waste any more time. So, Vegeta Jr. powers up and Bola powers up a Ki Blast attack. A Ki Wave attack. So, Vegeta Jr. just goes on and he just head to head with Zarbon's ugly form. Head to head. Vegeta Jr. is losing, but eventually he figures out that Zarbon has an attack pattern. So he eventually started dodging a lot of his moves and countering, like he is countering good strikes. Eventually, this will lead them to going behind Zarbon and getting him in like a lock. He like locks up both of his arms with his arms. And he tells Bola, "Nah, do it." Bola will then unleash a powerful wave of Ki towards him. And Vegeta Jr. will hold Zarbon in place while he basically has to take on the whole blast. So at first the blast isn't really doing anything, but then Bola yells, unleashing her full power. It still isn't enough. So Vegeta Jr. screams Galactic Blast. Galactic Flash. His special move. He screams Galactic Flash. He lets go Zarbon and then uses the Galactic Flash towards his back. So basically Zarbon is in between two beams right now. And this just obliterates him. The Frieza, the Snow henchmen, like the other henchmen, they're nowhere to be found. I guess they retreated back to Snow to tell him what happened. Now Vegeta Jr. and Bola are kind of, more so Vegeta Jr. He's injured from this fight. Bola didn't take as much damage as Vegeta Jr. So now they're going to go ahead on to Beat and Note. They're going to go meet up with him. So now the fight with Beat and Note, the fight would go almost the same. Now look, the henchmen don't interfere with the fight. It's Beat and Note versus the Doria. Doria V1 to be precise. So they both will start off attacking him. So they're using both of their combined powers. Now they're in base form. They're not full power. So they both try to combo attack him. They're using their teamwork, but then they eventually realize that this is not going to work. So both of them will power up. Beat powering up to Super Saiyan and Note using her ultimate form, unleashing the Golden Ki, her locked in potential. So they will keep fighting, trade for blow for blow, and Beat and Note are actually getting the best of them. They're just obliterating him. So the Doria notices this, and he figures that he just has to get rid of one. So he finds out a way. He just basically separates them. He knocks Note off to the side with a punch, and then he goes after Beat. He just violently goes after Beat. They're trading blows, and Dodoria eventually lands a Ki Blast wave to his stomach, a powerful one. Beat had to take this. Beat just took it like head on. This wave was so strong that Beat fell to the ground, and he fell out of Super Saiyan as well, heavily injured. He's basically almost on the brink of death at this point. Note will go to check on Beat, and she's shaking. Beat is seems like he's gonna die. This was a very powerful attack. His internal organs are like they're messed up. So Note will get a rage boost. Her golden key would flare up. Her ultimate we're gonna call this the ultimate golden. No, we're just gonna call it the ultimate form. Her golden key would then flare up. Her power keeps rising and rising. Think of like Broly, like it. Her power just keeps rising and rising. So eventually, someone like Snow would sense this, and Snow sees this power as a threat, a genuine threat to him. Her power just keeps rising, and she just blitzes the Doria. Like she blitzes him, punches him in the face, goes behind him with immaculate speed, and then kicks him to the ground, making a huge crater. She then appears in the crater, and the Doria is shaking. The Doria tries to punch her, but she dodges, grabs his hand, and like while she has his arm in her hand, she kicks him, tearing off his arm. The Doria would try to run away like a coward. Nojin then gets more angry, and she just punches his head, destroying the. She destroys his head. Boot like a lot of screws and mechanical things just come out. He just no just utterly destroys him. After that, she goes to check back on Beat, and by to this time, Vegeta Jr. and Bola would have arrived. By them, they all meet up. The plan was for Beat to Kai them back to the Kai's planet if they ever got injured, but he can't. Old Kai would then tell them that Shin is coming after them. So Shin will go and Kai them back to the world of the Kais, where he would heal them. He would essentially be healing them. Old Kai says that they have to go back. At this point, Frieza has 6 of the 7 Dragon Balls, and he is going to unleash the Ginyu Force, which is way stronger than the opponents they just faced, the mechanized Ginyu Force. So, Old Kai would give, after healing them, Old Kai would give Beat and Vegeta Jr. 2 items, an item. He would place these items in his hand and tell them to, and he explains them, he explains to them how to use it, and that they will be using it for their next fight. After they all heal, they go right back to Namek and instantly get met by the Ginyu Force. That which they travel to their location in high immaculate speeds. So at this point, like I said, Snow has 6 out of the 7 Dragon Balls. If I ever say Frieza, I mean Snow. I keep jumbling their names. The heroes are on the clock. Will they stop Snow from making the wish with the Dragon Balls? Find out next time. This is the end of part 5. Go check out part 6, which is coming out soon. Probably on the same day. I don't know yet. Like and subscribe. Help me out. 0 subscribers right now. On the come up.